now. That's what that means. Oh, you still have to clap. He has all this way to walk. Come on. There you go.
That's very kind of you. Thank you. This is really wonderful to be here. I haven't been in a small town in I can't remember when, but this is very, very, very nice, and it's a wonderful way to spend the day. So I'm really looking forward to if I have an opportunity to visit some of the little venues here to see what kind of food you folks eat. And I heard I'm a big fan of antique stuff, so I'm looking forward to seeing what I can find here while I'm here. And these are always the best places. The small towns, I guess, are always the best places to find some really interesting artifacts and things of that nature. So anyway, I'm very happy to be here, and thank you for inviting me.
So who here has been antique shopping already? A few. Did you find something? Yeah?
A cast iron skillet.
A cast iron skillet to beat your wife with. No, this is a family show. You don't do that. To cook your wife breakfast. Well, we could go get a cast iron skillet, Billy. It would be great.
That's a good idea. Those are the best.
So, I want everyone out there knows Billy from his illustrious film career. Lady Sings the Blues, Mahogany, Batman, Star Wars, of course. But what a lot of people don't also know is that he's a very talented and award-winning artist. So I usually like to start the Q&As out with Billy explaining to everyone a little bit about how he got into art, so that you can see a little bit of a different side from him. So Billy, share with the crowd your art history.
Well, unlike a lot of folks here, I grew up in a big city, New York City. And many years ago, I went to a school called Music and Art High School. My sister and I had a twin sister who passed away about 3 or 4 years now. But I went to music. We both went to Music and Art High School. It was a school that sort of specialized in young people who had some real special abilities. And when I graduated Music and Art High School, I got a scholarship to a school called the National Academy of Design for the Fine Arts, where I spent 2 years on the scholarship painting. And when I was about 18, 19 years old, I was nominated for a Guggenheim and won a Hall Garden, which is comparable to a Guggenheim. And so painting has been very much a part of my life. The Smithsonian owns one of my paintings. The Schoenberg in New York, the Kansas City Jazz Museum owns a painting of mine. I've been exhibiting, although I haven't exhibited in quite really some time. I did for a long time exhibit my paintings. But you can find, if you want to look at some of the work, some of it is on my website, bdwworldart.com, if you can remember that. But anyway, and I call my work, I don't want to go too much into it, we don't really have the time, but I call it abstract reality, and what I mean by that is real as things are, they are as abstract. So I paint what is referred to as representational, which is obvious to the eye, and then I incorporate it with all of these things that sort of allow you as a spectator to bring your own experience into what you're looking at. So the work is pretty interesting. Anyway, that's kind of a encapsulated version of my life as a painter.
Excellent. So everyone go to bdwworldart.com and check it out. I think you can even buy some lithographs on there if you're so imposed to do so. So guys, if you have a question, now is the time you stick your hand in the air, and Supergirl will come over to you with the microphone, and don't be shy.
Supergirl.
Put your hands in the air, way in the back over there, way in the back. So don't forget, we're going to say our name first, and then the question. And don't be shy, guys. We can ask anything you want. Get the kids to ask if you're shy. Kids are never shy.
Hi, my name is Harry, and I wanted to ask Mr. Williams what does he think about their making the new Star Wars film?
I think it's wonderful.
Would you like to be in it?
Well, I won't be in it. I have not been invited. I think that they're doing what they did originally was to just sort of focus on the original cast. And what they plan to do after that, I really don't know at this point.
Excellent. Okay, right over here. Go ahead, sir. Stand up.
Hello, Mr. Williams. My name is Derek Williams, and I just had a question about the future of superhero movies and those things. What is your take on the diversity of characters and getting more diversity as far as ethnic representation of superheroes?
Well, I guess it'll progress as we go along.
Over here. How come you guys aren't sitting in the thing over here? Oh, okay. Are you okay from the side there? All right. Well, look at that. You're going to ask your question. You get front row seats practically. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Linda, and I was wondering if you still sign any.
If you what?
Still sing.
Sing. If he sings.
So, I what?
She wants to know if you still sing, because she knows
do I
about the
still
album
sing?
you had.
It's very clear our love is here to stay. For a year, but ever and a day. The radio and the telephone and the movies that we know may just be passing fancies, and in time may go. But oh my dear, our love is here to stay.
He's an artist, he's an actor, and a singer. What was that album that they put out years ago, Billy?
Years ago, 1961, when I was a very young person, I made an album on Prestige label, which is a jazz label. You know, you ever heard of a song called "A Taste of Honey"? Rambunctious. Well, "A Taste of Honey" was originally written for me. I was the first to ever sing it on the New York stage in a play called "A Taste of Honey" with Laurence Olivier's wife, Joan Plowright, and Angela Lansbury, and Nigel Davenport, and Andy Ray. That was in 1961. And that's when I did this album called "Let's Misbehave" with Billy D. Williams. I was all of 22 years of age. But that was, in fact, I just found out that somebody wants to reissue.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Yeah, in England, somebody wants to reissue the album. That's ridiculous.
Oh, if they do, we gotta get some, because the albums are hard to find, guys. If you go on eBay, they show up very rarely. So if they reissued it, we'd have to get some. Do you have one, ma'am? You did. Oh, bless your heart.
Good.
Good. No. So put your hands in the ears.
My son told me one time, when he was about 17 years old, he said, "Hey Dad, you know, I was in the hardware store the other day and I saw your album." I said, "Thanks, Corey."
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, I'm Sue. I saw you on Dancing with the Stars and was sad.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering how you're doing. Are you healthy?
Well, yeah, my back is giving me hell, but you know, and at this juncture in my life, I'm 77 years old, so you know, I shouldn't have been doing that in the first place. But I just wanted to see if I was. Well, I got talked into doing it. You know, all of the people who loved me so much talked me into doing it. And so I decided, well, let me see if I can sort of handle this thing, because I used to be pretty good with dancing. You know, I used to love to do a lot of recreational dancing when I was growing up in New York City, especially Latin music. But I hung in there for a couple of dances, and Emma, she was really wonderful. She's a great taskmaster, that girl. But we had a good time. I really enjoyed it, and I did go back for the finale.
Did you guys see, who saw Dancing with the Stars? Excellent. Did you guys all vote for him when he was on? Anyone who says no, I'm going to come kick your butt. Put your hand in the air. Right back there, Supergirl. She's a-coming. She's a-coming.
Well, I want to thank the fans, all the people who kept me on the show, because otherwise I wouldn't have helped the show. So I appreciate that. Thanks a lot.
I'm Jeff. Is there anything to the rumors you're going to voice a character for the Disney cartoon Star Wars Rebels?
Well, you know, I'm not supposed to talk about it. I know one moment I was able to talk about it, next moment I'm not. I don't know.
That's a good answer. If you want to see him in something immediately, I believe the Lego movie comes out this week, and he is in the Lego movie. So go buy the DVD. Lando is in it.
Well, that's a caricature, though.
Yeah, but it's still you.
Yeah, it's my voice.
It's Lando. I mean, it's cool. It's cool. Put your hands in the ears, guy. Wherever Supergirl wants to go, I won't point people out. I don't want to make pressure. Scream at her. We'll get to you guys in the front, I promise.
My name is Harry. I'm from Kansas City. I don't really have a question, but could you tell us a story from working with Harrison Ford from your Star Wars films, a funny story?
Well, we were shooting, you know, he's a very intense actor. We were shooting the Return of the Jedi. We were shooting the Sarlacc pit scene, and I was on a skip, and I was supposed to, well, I was in danger of falling into the Sarlacc pit, which is very interesting. And I won't get into that.
It's a family show.
Yes. Okay. And he was trying to save me and rescue me, and I got a squid, yeah, in my toe.
Seriously, you're upstaging Billy D. Williams, dude. I mean, come on.
Well, maybe that's the whole idea.
He's trying. He can't do it.
We'll wait. Anyway, a squib went off in your foot.
Yeah, and I got it in my toe, and Harrison was, you know, his mission was to save me. And as I said, Harrison is a very intense, and he really gets into his character, and I was like in pain. and I was screaming and unheard. And he was so busy acting, he had no idea what was going on with me, until at some point he realized that, he just came out of his character and realized that, that I was hurt at that moment. So that's the only. It used to be a funny story, but.
Hi, my name is Lillian, and I wanted to ask you, what is the most exciting thing about being an actor?
Oh, that's a good question. Oh, there she is. You get to play a lot of different characters and get paid for it.
Excellent. Thank you. Come down front, because there's a lot of people, like this young lady is jumping up and down, and then there's another one over here.
I really wanted to know how was it like to be on Glee? That's all I wanted to know.
On Glee?
Yeah.
With all those old people? I couldn't wait to get off. In fact, I asked to get off. Oh boy, I haven't been around that many old people ever.
Right over here.
Hi there, Billy. My name's Ty. Just wanted to ask a question about Batman. I understand the original plan was for you to be Harvey Dent and become Two-Face in a sequel. And then when Tim Burton was no longer attached as director, that changed. I'm curious, what kind of Batman movie would we have seen had you been Two-Face?
Oh, it would have been a real interesting Two-Face. There's no question about that. But, you win some, you lose some. Things changed hands, so I didn't have the opportunity.
Mr. Williams, thank you for coming to Metropolis. My name is Glenn. I am from Metropolis. I know there are the Greek and Roman myths and the Native American myths. I think Joseph Campbell and some other people have said that Star Wars has become the great American myth. And I'm wondering if Mr. Lucas and some of the actors in the Star Wars series have acknowledged that or are thinking about that in terms of something of that nature as far as the Star Wars stories go.
Well, I know that George worked with Campbell, I think. They had some collaboration. I was a big fan of Joseph Campbell, so I probably share that point of view.
What about you guys? What do you think? Is Star Wars part of our American mythos? Yes? Yes, sir.
I think it's more Nordic, though, than anything else, to me.
Nordic.
From my perspective. It's more of a Norse tale.
Yes, sir, Mr. Williams. I'm Rodney. And as a great actor as you are, how is it that when you are reading your parts and getting everything memorized, how is that when you take that and go to the stage and actually have to do that? How is that so different as an actor?
Well, acting is a process. You do as much research as possible. It requires a lot of research, and you fall in love with the character and the situation that the characters are participating in, and you marry all of those aspects to what you have to say or do, and if you're excited about it, and if you have a vivid imagination, it all somehow manages to come together. And if you love what you do, of course, you have to love what you do to make it work. Yeah.
Where is Supergirl? Over here.
I was wondering if you would want to be involved in a sequel to the film Ladies Man, if there ever to be one.
In which film?
The Ladies' Man.
What did you want to know about it?
If you would want to be involved in a sequel, if there ever could be one.
Oh no, is there a sequel? I have no idea.
But if there was a sequel and they called you,
would I do it?
Would you do it?
If they paid me, yeah. If they pay me a lot of money, I'll do it. I'm a capitalist.
Right over here, yes.
Yes, I'm David, and I'm from Kentucky, and I just wanted to know what was it like playing in the first Batman movie, and I also wanted to know that was a big fan of the Jeffersons, and I know that you played on had cameo appearances on the Jeffersons, and I just wanted to know what it was like to work with Sherman Hemsley and Marla Gibbs and Isabella Stanford.
Well, working with them, it was really wonderful, and it was a lot of fun. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And working on Batman was a lot of fun. What was really impressive to me about my experience on Batman was when we shot it in London, and when I saw Gotham City, I always find that the unsung heroes are really of production are the people who are the carpenters, the guys who put all those incredible sets together. Because when you saw Gothic City at that time, today they have CGI, they can computerize everything now, but they actually had this incredible, huge set of Gotham City, which I thought was really pretty amazing. And so kudos to me, to those incredible people who don't spend a lot of time talking about art, but they are some of the greatest artists in the world, the people who put those sets together.
Yeah, give them a hand. The movies you all watch wouldn't exist without their help as well. So.
We always talk about the actors and the people in front of the camera, but those people behind the camera are really pretty incredible.
Supergirl, where is she? Over here. It's hard because there's other people dressed up, and I'm like, which one?
Rich Grant from Missouri. Good to see you.
Thank you.
I remember.
Good to see you.
Thank you. The first time I seen you, a few years ago, I don't remember the name of the movie, but you was playing like a ragtime music.
Scott Joplin.
Was you playing the piano yourself? Was that yours?
Well, I studied piano. That's one of the things I've done in my life. So I kind of knew a little bit about it. But I love ragtime, some of my favorite music. Scott Joplin.
But just to be clear, you actually didn't play the piano? Well, they helped you a little?
A little.
Yes, sir.
I'm Gary from Kentucky. I could ask you 1,000 questions about Star Wars, but my question is, in your career, what's the wow moment, thing that just holds your heart the most and makes you feel good about yourself?
Oh, my grandkids right now. My kids, my children, and my grandkids now, right now.
I think she's going to the back, and I'll have her come back. Make sure you come back, because have you asked a question yet? Oh no, you gotta come back. He's gonna panic over here. Yes, sir.
Hi, I'm Neil. I'm from Missouri. Question I wanted to ask you is, I guess, what show or movie has been your favorite that you've starred in, and what movie would you really enjoy seeing?
Well, I never like to watch myself on screen. I cringe whenever I see myself, so I don't know. I don't know. Really. I got a kick out of myself, and well, Brian's song, I thought I was nominated for an Emmy for that, and then I was nominated for a character I did in a small movie called The Visit, I was nominated for the Independent Spirit Award. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, yeah.
And I thought that character was pretty good. A lot of the stuff I've done on stage that I really enjoyed. I played Martin Luther King on Broadway. And other characters I've done on stage that I thought were, there was one, well, I don't want to talk about plays that I've done nobody even knows about, but there was a wonderful play called Slow Dance the Killing Ground. I played a wonderful character in that I really enjoyed. But as far as, and of course Lady Sings the Blues, that character was really pretty good. I thought it was pretty cute in that picture. I walked down those stairs in that white suit, I thought, whoa, it's pretty cool. Anyway, I got a kick out of that. Anyway, I don't know.
So if you guys haven't seen The Visit, you should get it on Netflix because his performance is very powerful, which is why he was nominated for that award. And I think the other part of his question, Billy, was, is there a movie that you're not in? Like, is there a movie that you enjoy just in general in your life? Is there a movie that's your favorite movie that you've ever seen?
Well, I was always a big fan of well, I work with some of the most extraordinary actors in the world, and one of the great actors I worked with in this country was Paul Muni in my very first movie, who was the original Scarface and played Emile Zola, played Louis Pasteur. He was one of my very favorite actors. But I grew up in those years with, you know, actors like Brando and Poitier, and so they were really some of my favorite actors. And before that, some of my favorite actors were people like James Cagney and Edward G. Robinson, all the little guys, the little tough guys. I always liked them. There was one, George Arliss. Nobody even knows who George Arliss is. He was a great actor. He was one of my favorite. Anyway.
Excellent. Okay. So I think they each have a question, yes? No, yeah, right there.
My name is Patrick. You've been in the business, the film industry, for a very long time, and so I was just wondering.
Over 50 years.
50 years, so yeah. So I was wondering what your thoughts on how the industry has changed over so many decades, some things you've noticed just over such a long time. Like, what are some things you've noticed about like where it's going and how it's changed so much?
Well, I think people are a lot more mean. I think there's a lot more meanness being expressed. I see that. I see that. But it, you know, it reflects something in our world, in our life, society. So that's where we are right now, I guess.
Is there anything different in how they were made? Like you mentioned, like practical effects and like CGI.
Oh yeah, all of the technology. You know, it's all of the new technology. And if the CGI and all that stuff is used properly, it can be very effective. But it depends on how you use it in storytelling.
It's supposed to be, special effects are supposed to help you tell the story, not actually tell the story.
Right.
Which I think you all agree with, right?
Yes.
I think we're all kind of excited because J.J. Abrams has said he's going to use a lot of practical effects in his version, which will be good. So get away from the CG. So hopefully it'll be good. Yes, sir.
I'm Sean from Chicago. You had mentioned going to the High School of Music and Art. Is that where you received acting instruction, or did that come later?
Painting. No, the acting. While I was at the academy, I got back into acting. I started acting when I was 6.5 years old on Broadway in a musical. In a musical written by Kurt Weill, who wrote with Bertolt Brecht, Threepenny Opera. And that was my very first experience. As a matter of fact, I always said I cried my way into show business because my mother started me in the business. And I auditioned, the producers had me walk across stage. I was 6.5 years old one time, and then I had to walk across stage a second time. And they said, thank you, Billy, that's enough. And I decided I wanted to do the third time. And so they wouldn't let me do it, so they let me do it. And because I started crying, so I always said I cried my way into something. But I started back, and when I was studying at the academy, I started, was looking for work to buy my canvases and my paints, so I sort of segued into doing extra work on television, and then I started studying acting, and so that's how I got back into it. I never really looked for acting, it somehow always looked for me, so I think I was pretty much destined for it. And I've always wanted to present myself in a way that was pretty much based on my uniqueness as an individual, as opposed to always talking about ethnicity. I never cared about ethnicity. It was not important to me. I felt as an artist it put limitations on me. So all of these questions about black and white is not something that I spend my time thinking about. But I do try to present myself as an individual with my own point of view, and I find that much more interesting as an artist.
Over here.
I'm Eric from Chattanooga. What was it like working with Mark Harmon and the rest of the NCIS gang?
Mark Harmon is a very fine man. I really enjoyed working with those people. They are a very happy group of people.
Yes, ma'am.
And you see it in their performances.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, my name is Dodie. I'm from DuQuoin. Long-time fan, especially of you with Diana Ross. And I was just wondering, do you still keep in touch with the lovely Diana Ross?
Well, every now and again I run into her.
Love that movie, Lady Sings the Blues. I watch it over and over, and even some of my older grandchildren like it too. So
Oh,
thank you for that movie.
Thank you. Well, we had a good chemistry. It really worked.
Now I'm curious, Billy, we're at a Superman celebration, and everybody here obviously is a Superman fan. Are you a fan of Superman?
Well, I grew up with Superman. I kind of liked him, I guess.
And do you have, is there a particular Superman that's your Superman? Like mine's Christopher Reeve. Who's yours? Or is that too much pressure? They were all good.
Well, I just remember him in comic books. That's about it.
So the comic book version, and that is your
that's
version.
it.
Okay, there you go. Who out there likes Superman just from the comics? Are there the diehards out there? See, there's one. Excellent. You have something in common with one. Excellent. No pressure, guys. It's all good. It's all good. Just quick survey. Who likes George Reeves? Or who? I don't mean like. I know we like them all. I'm just trying to see George Reeves. Okay. What about Christopher Reeve? Okay. What about
Tom Welling?
Tom Welling. There you go. Tom Welling. All right. What about Brandon Routh?
Yeah.
A couple. What about Dean Cain? Is that because he's here? What about, who's the newest one? Henry Cavill. Excellent. Okay. So there's a good mix out there. There's a good mix. All right. It's your turn now?
My turn.
Excellent.
My name is Adam. My question to you is, whenever you first started getting paid as an actor, what was the first luxury item you could afford to buy yourself?
Well, I bought my first house.
Okay.
And yeah, I guess some cars and all that stuff people buy when they're young and want to impress.
Hi Billy, my name's Kimo, I'm from Seattle. Yeah, Seattle. Coffee. Woo. There's no coffee here, you understand this.
And I bought my mom a house.
Yes. So you played Lando Calrissian as this huge iconic character, and now that we keep seeing like Robot Chicken, which I'm sure everybody loves. Do you enjoy doing that sort of comedy take, that the hilarity spin like Robot Chicken would do with Lando?
Oh yeah, I love working with Seth Green and that whole group. They're crazy. But I'm just as crazy, so it's all right. But no, I really enjoy doing that kind of stuff. It's an opportunity to sort of exercise this my idea of humor. You know, I also like doing those things with Jimmy Kimmel. I don't know if you've ever seen those. Those are fun to do too, where I'm bragging on everybody. But that's fun.
All right, guys, we're going to do 2 more questions, so the pressure is on. Yes?
What's the one thing that you don't have now that you want?
That I don't have now that I want? Better back.
Good question. All right, we've got 1 more question. Let's go out with a bang. I hope it's a good one.
Over your career, you've worked with so many people. Is there one person that you can point to that you wish you would have been able to work with, but you never were able to?
Can they be dead or alive? Dead or alive, okay.
I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, there's an awful lot of people. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, you can't. It's the last question. You can't leave. I don't know is the answer. You've got to pick somebody. Like
Why?
Like Brando?
Why do I have to pick? Oh, Brando. I met Brando. I would have loved to have worked with Brando.
There you go. That's the good answer right there. So, guys, if you have any more questions, you can ask it down at the
But I
area.
had a nice time. You know, Brando. When I met Brando, I met him through a very good friend of mine, James Baldwin, who was one of the great writers of the 20th century. Jimmy introduced me to Brando. I went up to Brando's house, and he and Brando was very political. And I think he was more political than he really enjoyed acting, although he just had this natural ability. But we sat for an hour just talking politics in his library, and we're both Aries, so that was real exciting to me.
If you guys have more questions, come visit him at the autograph area and he'll do it, or he'll answer the questions. So, are we coming back next year? That's totally up to Carla and the Chamber of Commerce, which I guess means if you want him to come back, you better talk to them. They're all over here in yellow shirts, by the way. We should thank Carla and her staff for having us out. Thank you very much. You guys should thank them for throwing this festival 36 years. And thank all of you for coming and supporting. Give it up for the coolest man in the galaxy!
Thank you very much. It's been really wonderful.